Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrowing the Field. And welcome along. There'll be some ears burning in racing post offices this morning. Anyway, we head to Kempton this weekend, taking in 3 races from their Ladbrokes Trophy Day, including the big handicap itself, the 3-mile Ladbrokes Trophy Chase, before taking our usual spin up to Scotland for the next round of our Football Trixie top, middle and bottom. Racing first, though, and off to Kempton we go on the Racing Podblast, starting with the Class 3 Ladbrokes Handicap Hurdle over 2 miles, 5 furlongs, due off at 1:15, the first of our 3 races under analysis this week. Welcome along, Ben, and can you start us off with that one, mate?
Morning, Tony. Yeah, 1:15 Kempton. Not an easy race to pick apart by any stretch, but I finally settled on a short list of 3. A punctuation, Maleta and tap play. Punctuation, having only a second start for Nicky Henderson. First came at Doncaster last month when he finished 4th of 7. That was off a break at 266 days. He should come on plenty flat effort for all he wasn't beaten all that far at the line. He previously won the conditional jockeys handicap hurdle at the 2023 Grand National meeting when he was trained by Fergal O'Brien. He's been relatively lightly raced since then, punctuation, only having 6 starts since that win, 2 of them coming on the flat where he won both those flat runs. He won that entry race in 2023 by almost 4 lengths off a mark of 129. He's only £2 higher here. And that form is, the entry form is a decent piece of form to look at. Blue King Doro was second that day from a mark of 134. He's now rated in the 150s. Also likes of Washington, JPR1 and Go Dante in behind. They've all gone on to boost the form since. So if Henderson can get punctuation back to anywhere near that entry form, then he's likely on a mark he can do some damage from. And punctuation is the one that does interest me here. Maleta comes here off a solid enough third at Huntington last time out. That was over 3 mile 1. I'd be far from convinced she's a horse that wants to be going that far, so this drop back and trip looks a wise move. She looks best in the February to May period of breaks of 60 days or less, and when wearing no headgear. Under those conditions, Maleta is 5 wins in 2 seconds from 8 starts, which are all 5 of her career wins. Also worth noting, Charlie Deutsch has been building some solid stats with the mare's trainer, Mel Rowley, especially in Class 3 or lower handicaps. The pair are 12 wins in 6 places from 43 rides under those conditions. 28% win strike rate, over 36 points profit. And Charlie Deutsch jumped back on board here after not riding the mare on our last 2 starts. So a positive jockey booking there. And Tap Play is the other on my shortlist. They tried him over fences on his last 3 starts, but things haven't really clicked for him there. So they revert back to hurdles here. And Kempton looks a good place to make that switch back over the smaller obstacles, as Tap Play is a win in 2 places from his 3 previous hurdle starts at Kempton. He's only £3 above his last winning mark. And he's 4 wins in 5 places from 13 hurdle starts at Class 3 level and below. So he's in the right class level here. And Tapley could well show plenty more than what he has been showing over fences on recent starts. Now, there's no prices up yet for this race. And being that this is a card that falls under the Premier Race Day banner, you think it'd be wise to have all the races priced up.
Yeah.
But no. So we're kind of shooting in the dark with, well, not kind of, we are shooting in the dark with regards to price. So I'll be keeping a close eye on how the markets shape up with regards to 3 I have on my shortlist. I'm probably just about favouring Maleta, who will hopefully be available somewhere around her forecast price of 10 to 1. So favouring Maleta right now, but obviously need to see what the prices are when they come about. Tony, what you got for this handicap?
Yeah, I've got, that's quite interesting, the punctuation entry form. Yeah, interesting one to look at there, Ben. Dying Quest I've got. It was I think I can make out these two. I've got Dying Quest and Caught in the Act, and hopefully make a case for these each way I'm looking at here, and hopefully these will go off at an each way price. I think Dying Quest should go off at an each way price. He was last seen at Musselburgh on the 2nd of February, finishing 6th of 11, beaten 14 lengths on that day. He was always towards the rear with Harry Skelton. Really, to be honest with you, never put in the race. And he was sent off at 4-1 that day. He did win at Cheltenham in November on the second meeting of the Cheltenham season in middle of November, beating 11 rivals in a handicap hurdle off a £9 lower mark as the 5-4 favourite. And anything of that form today. Later on Saturday can hopefully help him hit the frame here. He's on his hurdling history, he's 2 from 2 on good ground. He's 4 from 9 with 2 places. Harry Skelton in the saddle. He's comfortable with the field sizes as well, his Dying Quest, and he's 3 from 6 when running within 30 days of his last start. He could be a little high in the ratings. That's the only thing that worries me here. He's yet to hit the frame when rated over 131, so in the 130s. So a little bit to keep an eye on there, but I think Dying Quest can hit the frame off his current mark of 134. Caught in the Act for Harry Durham and Paul O'Brien here. I think this might go off at an each way price as well. He's 1 from 1 at Kempton, 2 from 4 with a place on good ground. Another one that needs it good ground as well. He finished last of 14, beaten 42 lengths. The stable weren't in the greatest of form at the time in the middle of last month. That was at Windsor over 2 miles. I think he's better than that, and I think they've come out of the lull as the Harry Durham stable as well. So I think Caught in the Act can go well with the good ground. It was soft ground at Windsor, and that's not to his liking. He's 2 from 4 with a place on good ground. He's 1 from 3 with a place running within 60 days, and 2 from 5 with 2 places when running right-handed as he will on Saturday. Caught in the Act and Dying Quest each way plays for me in that 115. The 3 o'clock, Ben, is the Dovecote Novices Hurdle, a grade 2 over 2 miles. What's your fancy in the 3 o'clock?
Yeah, at least a decent renewal of this grade 2. Worth noting that only one of the last 26 winners of this won next time out. That was Rubo 2 years ago when he won the Scottish Champion Hurdle next time out. Also worth noting that horses that ran in the Dovecote and then ran in a grade 1 next time out have poor stats. There have been 45 to run in the Dovecote and then run in a grade 1 next time out. None of them have won, and only 2 have managed to place. So just a few stats to be wary of with runners on their next start after the Dovecote. Back to this year's renewal. I narrowed the field down to 2, Miami Magic and Celtic Dino. Miami Magic finished second in the Grade 1 Formby Hurdle at Aintree last time out, the race formerly known as the Tolworth. That came off the back of 2 wide margin wins on his first 2 hurdle runs. The first a 10-length win at Fakenham and then a 12-length win at Kempton over this 2-mile trip. That Kempton win has been boosted since, with the second finishing second and first since, and the third winning his next 2 starts. The ground at Aintree last time out was riding even softer than advertised soft, so he may well appreciate coming back to better ground here, Miami Magic. And he looks a strong player in this. Celtic Dino also ran at Aintree in the Formby last time out, and I suspect he hated the ground even more than Miami Magic did. He was a non-runner a couple of times last season in his bumpers due to unsuitable ground, including when he was pulled from the champion bumper at Cheltenham. So his 11-length 4th or 7 last time out is probably a much better effort than the 11-length 4th or 7 suggests. Prior to that Aintree effort, he had won by 14 lengths at Wincanton on hurdle debut, a race that has worked out really strongly since, the field pulling in future form so far of 8 wins and 6 places from 25 subsequent starts. And off the back of that run, Celtic Dino won a Class 2 at Ascot by over 4 lengths. That form has also been boosted since, the second winning next time out, and the third horse, a certain Joyeuse, winning the William Hill Handicap Hurdle at Newbury a couple of weekends ago by 8 lengths. So Again, another winning race for Celtic Dino that has worked out well on the form front. Miami Magic and Celtic Dino, they're the two that definitely interest me the most. Not easy to split them, but I'm just about favouring Celtic Dino. I like the form he brings to the table. He'll appreciate this better ground, and he's who I have landed on for this Celtic Dino. Miami Magic not passed over lightly, but Celtic Dino for me. Tony, what you got for the Dovecote?
I've got Celtic Dino as well, mate. I'm with you on that one. He's two hurdle wins have come on right-handed tracks at Ascot and Wincanton, including a win over a similar trip as well, Celtic Dino. So, yep, for Sam Thomas, I think you've said it quite enough. I can't add anything to what you've said about Celtic Dino. I do fancy him quite a bit, and he's on the drift at the minute as well. Ben, in some quarters as well. He's gone from 7-2 to 5-1s in front of me at the minute. But I've also got Tripoli Flyer. Miami Magic as well. I do agree with what you said about Miami Magic there, but my two for the race, Celtic Dino and Tripoli Flyer. He's won his last two. He won at Market Raisin in November, and then Musselburgh followed that up with Musselburgh win at the start of this month. Finish beating 6 rivals, 11 lengths. No need, Johnny Burke. No need to win by 11 lengths off a £8 lower mark. Tripoli Flyer, 2 wins over hurdles have come, as I said, Market Raisin and Musselburgh, both right-handed tracks. And he's 1 from 1 when running within 30 days of his last run. Tripoli Flyer, he's around 100 to 30 to go with Celtic Dino as well. My two for that race. The 3 o'clock, the Dovecote, Grade 2 over 2 miles. Onto the 3:35, Ben, the Ladbrokes Trophy Handicap Chase, Class 1 Premier Handicap. Here we go. We love our big numbered handicaps here over 3 mile. What's your thoughts on the Ladbroke Trophy Chase?
Yeah, generally a race that attracts a competitive field, no different this year. I narrowed the field down to the following 4: Lowry's Bar, Beachcomber, Golden Sun and Heltingham. Lowry's Bar runs here for Hobbs and White. He's still unexposed after only 4 previous chase starts. And this is a race that Philip Hobbs used to have a regular crack at. He won it 4 times and had 6 others placed between 1999 and 2016. Since 2016, he's only had 1 runner, though, and that was Zanza, who pulled up in 2022. Not sure why that is. Maybe he's just not a suitable horse to run in the race, but it's worth noting that Lowry's Bar does meet the profile of previous Philip Hobbs winners of the race. His runners in the race that were aged 7, 8 or 9 had 2 or more chase wins and finished in the first 3 last time out, returned race stats of 4 wins and a third from just 6 qualifiers. That's also stats that Lowry's Bar meets with this year. So I just wonder if this has been the aim all season for the 7-year-old. He's also the joint top-rated horse in the race on official ratings. Since 2000, those types have won 5 times and had a further 12 place, which is a 50% win-in-place strike rate. And those at the top of the weights do generally run well in this contest. So Lowry's Bar definitely catching my eye here. Beachcomber, he was a wide margin winner over this course and distance at Christmas time, wearing first-time blinkers. He's still unexposed over fences after 4 chase starts. Over obstacles on right-handed tracks and over trips of 3 miles to 3 mile 1. He's 3 wins and a close second from 4 starts, so conditions are in his favour. He did post a strong pro-form speed figure when winning at Kempton last time out, so the clock backs up the performance, and he's high in my thoughts as well. Beachcomber. Golden Sun, he finished 3rd behind Beachcomber in that Kempton race last time out. He was probably given too much to do that day from his midfield position. He was doing all his best work after the last. He gets a 9-pound swing in the weights here with Beachcomber. They could well close the gap with that one. Not the easiest horse to assess, but his 2 best runs to date have come at Kempton, so may just be this is the place he's likeliest to run to his best, Golden Sun. And Heltingham is other on my shortlist. He's not shown much since winning at Newbury last March, but I suspect he's just been too high in the weights. And he is now back down to his last winning mark. He also has his prime conditions to shoot for. a mark of 136 or less, a trip of 2 mile 3 or further, a flat or slightly undulating track, and in the October to March period where he is 6 wins and 4 places from 10 starts. This will be his first try beyond 2 mile 5, but his breeding suggests the step up and trip shouldn't pose a problem. I think there's a chance we could see Cheltenham run a bit better than he has recently, a return to form for Cheltenham potentially here. Of that lot, though, I'm going to plump for Lowry's Bar. I think he's still got more still to offer from his current mark, especially now over a staying trip. So Lowry's Bar for me. Tony, what you got for the
Ladbrokes you've got me looking trophy? At Lowry's Bar, mate. Blimey. That's fantastic. Philip Hobbs stats there. Good stuff. And I've got, we'll be having a closer look at Lowry's Bar. I've got 2 here, both at each way prices. Golden Sun for Paul Nicholls and Harry Cobden. As you say, he finished 3rd behind Beachcomber. Last time out, he was 3rd of 11 runners there, beaten 10.5 lengths. I think he's better than that, and he will appreciate the good ground tomorrow as well. He was last of 9, beaten 40 lengths behind Le Patron in November, and I think he may be waiting for better ground as well now with Paul Nicholls coming a little bit back into form. Obviously, there was lots of tears and stuff last week, so hopefully Golden, don't know why, Golden Sun at around an each way price there, and Katati Dory. Now, let me explain here. Katati Dory. Would you say that was right pronunciation? I haven't had time to have a look at what the commentators have said.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person here, mate.
But what I've done here, Ben, this is really, this is really scientific. I've replaced, obviously, it's got a T rather than, and now if an R was there, it would be Karate Dory. So I've just Katati Dory. There you go, you see. Beaten fit.
I'll take your word for it, mate. I'll take your word for it.
Beaten favourite last time out at 11-8. That followed his win, 2 wins actually at Exeter at the start of the year, New Year's Day, and then 4 days later, Chepstow, heavy ground, beaten 6 rivals, and he has gone up £15 since the start of the year as Katati Dory. He may struggle a little bit to get first past the post, but I think he can certainly finish in the frame here at around 9-1 for trainer Sam Thomas and Charlie Dodge. Katati Dory, their distance winner, 2nd of 10 last time out at Wincanton. In a Class 3 race in the middle of January. He's had a decent old rest. He's had a month off with just after three runs in 16 days there for Katati Dory, but he's had a month off. He'll come back stronger, and hopefully we'll hit the frame tomorrow in the Di Walters colours for trainer Sam Thomas. Katati Dory and Golden Sun for me in that 3:35, the Ladbrokes Trophy handicap chase. Okay, it's football time.
Thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeez, he peeps, man.
Right, why is that still funny? It's time for round it's class. Round 28, top, middle and bottom. Ben, an update, please.
Yeah, 2 winners each last week, returning myself a profit of plus 1.18. I gave you a small profit of plus 0.14. Current totals of me plus 36.48, Tony minus 29.66. On to this week, my top, middle and bottom is top Wraith Rovers to beat Hamilton at 8-13. Wraith will be starting to eye up the playoff places off the back of recent results. It'll be their home form that's likely to get them there. Last week's 3-0 win against Partick means 23 of their 30 points this season have been gained at home, and they can take care of a Hamilton side who are starting to struggle. They've lost 5 of their last 6 and haven't kept a clean sheet in any of their last 15 matches. So Wraith Rovers in the top section for me. Middle, Arbroath to beat Stenhousemuir at 11-8. Arbroath really strengthened their squad in the January transfer window. I'd expect them to properly kick on now, start putting distance between themselves and the rest of the league. They come here off the back of 2 strong 3-0 wins, and hopefully they can take care of Stenhousemuir. And bottom, Clyde to beat the Spartans at 23-20. Clyde are another of those teams that have picked up most of their points at home. 23 of their 27 points have come at home. They've only lost 1 of the last 10 at home, and they can take care of Spartans here, who have lost 3 of their last 4, including a 5-0 humping against Edinburgh last week. So our boys Clyde in the bottom section for me. Give me a top, middle and bottom off. Top, Wraith Rovers. Middle, Arbroath. Bottom, Clyde. Tony, what you got?
Couple of we've chosen a couple of same thingies here. We have let's have a look. Wraith Rovers to beat Hamilton. I'm same as you, 8-13. I think that's pretty. It's decent prices that as well, isn't it? Annan to beat Alloa in the middle, 21-10. Annan to beat Alloa there, and I've got Clyde and Spartans fighting out a draw to the line at 9-4. So Wraith Rovers at 8-13, Annan at 21-10, and Clyde Spartans to draw at 9-4. Fingers crossed there. Many thanks for listening to the latest edition of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony, and Ben. Very best of luck with your bets at Kempton this weekend. You can catch me on 3B's Radio Breakfast Show Monday through to Friday. A couple of racing tips early on a morning there as well. That's 3B's Radio Bridlington. And also you can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. That's narrowinthefield.co.uk. Thanks very much, Ben. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, Tony.
Cheers, Ben.